Hey there, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 21st. We're just going to jump right in here, Taurus, and we're going to see what is going on for you at this time. And I really already like where this is going here, Taurus. You show up as yourself, which is nice. But also, this is going to be part 1. There will be a part 2 that is linked up in the pinned comment down below. So just make sure to check out part 2. But Taurus, let's see. You start off with this Between Two Worlds card. I don't know. It makes sense to me that you would be the sign that is feeling this energy the most. Again, Uranus and Taurus. I think everybody is kind of like waiting for a change. Everybody's waiting for something to happen. And what I would say here is that I think that we need to be the ones that make things happen. Not, nothing is going to change. We are the ones that are going to create the change. And your reading definitely says that. I really like this card because it's kind of like going from like black and white to color. And I feel for some of you, it's like you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or whatever you want to call it. I get more of that feeling. Not so much the change feeling, just more maybe a better understanding of like the direction you want to take your life in. I mean, you literally have this change direction with ease card, and you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. So in this row, you have the Eight of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. I mean, literally, if there was ever a combination that represented feeling like you're stuck in the past, it would be this combination right here. I like the Six of Cups, and to me, again, it kind of says you're breaking through, because the Six of Cups is like a gift from the universe, and I always say the gift that we receive with the Six of Cups is forward movement or forward progress on something that has been keeping us stuck for a very long period of time. So I really see this as like forward progress, forward movement, with the Six of Cups. Again, Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction, and even the King of Pentacles is you, but the King of Pentacles can represent kind of like being stuck in one place, or kind of being stuck where you are. So I feel like it's your energy. You have the King of Swords right next to it with the Three of Pentacles. This to me would represent like some sort of knowledge gap or something like that. So if you've been feeling stuck, it's a very simple reading as far as I'm concerned here, Taurus. There's probably no reason to overcomplicate it, as I love saying. To me, this looks like a knowledge gap. Sometimes I think we are just missing, critical information, and that's what this looks like to me. And I feel like you are discovering critical information. It's not even discovering critical information. Again, I feel like this is more forward progress, because you're discovering that you're the only person that can give yourself permission to move forward on whatever. You have this change in direction with ease card. It says, this is a time for change, shape-shifting, or your soul's evolution. It is a time to reconsider what you are wanting. You may be in for a surprise. There you go. I feel like you are in for a surprise here, Taurus, probably because there's a big change in direction. I see you taking something small and making it big. That's what she said, number 1. Number 2, I feel like there is something that you're doing here. It's like, if you're working on a project, it's like maybe you're starting small. I feel like it's almost like you're going more broad, if that makes sense, where it's like you're kind of entering into a bigger world is how I see this. And it wouldn't surprise me to have the world come up, or like the Three of Wands come up when we clarify in the next reading. But it just seems to me like you're kind of, getting more out into the world, or into a bigger world. You're taking something from maybe that's very focused and making it a little bit more broad, right? And especially for those of you that are working on projects or businesses, it's kind of interesting, because I do feel like you could be focusing it as well. Like if let's just pretend you're writing a book. It's like maybe you were writing a book that was like very, very, very focused on like one thing in your life. It's like I feel like you're broadening it out, right? It's like you're making it bigger, but I also feel like you're becoming more focused in a sense with, and that might sound contradictory, but I don't really think it is here, Taurus. But there's definitely some sort of change coming in for you. I do feel like there are answers coming in as well. It's like if you've been a little bit stuck, I do get the stuck energy on that Six of Cups, which does happen to me sometimes. And again, I feel like if you're feeling stuck with that Six of Cups, it's like the answer you've been needing to kind of set yourself free is coming in here. So I really like this for you here, Taurus. In this row, You have the Nine of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. By the way, side note, I do feel like there could be love coming in. You've had this like fire sign in your energy for a while. It doesn't have to be a fire sign. Could just be a person who has fire in their chart, as always. And it wouldn't really surprise me. I'm pretty sure I've said to you in the past as well that this person could be coming from like a different location, or they could be coming from like west of you. There's a W right here on the Ace of Cups. And that really represents that the sun sets in the west. But for you, I keep getting direction. And I feel like some of you you could be moving west. You could be meeting a person from the west or west of wherever you are. It could be anything. But I do feel this is a very good energy for love. I also feel that this is like just a better exchange of energy coming into your life here. Again, King of Swords, Nine of Swords. I was seeing like knowledge gap in my head. Those are like the words that were popping into my head with this. And what I think is happening for you, Taurus, I wouldn't say think, I know. What is happening for you is like you're filling in some knowledge gaps with this King of Swords energy. I feel that sometimes maybe like we have a job or a business and things might be hard in the job or the business. We might not be sure what we're doing, and so maybe a job that would normally take like let's say like 6 hours, really if you filled in the knowledge gap could take you 2 hours, right? I know that sounds boring, but at the same time I feel like this is really, really good. I feel like I'm talking really fast in your reading. So I definitely feel things are speeding up for you significantly. It's like you're becoming better at the things that you do. And I don't think this is just work. I'm just giving you an example here, Taurus. It's like you're filling in knowledge gaps. And it's like when we fill in those gaps, we can become more efficient, more successful in life. And that seems to be a major focus for you. Again, a major focus for you because of Uranus and Taurus is definitely freedom and being set free. So I feel for a lot of you, there's like more freedom entering into your life, or you're being set free. You're like having more time to do the things you want, but you're creating it by filling in these knowledge gaps. Again, I would also say, Nine of Swords is like being in a nightmare, waking up, being stuck in a nightmare. But I kind of feel like this card is saying, take a look at your life, take a look at anything that is a nightmare, because I really feel like, again, this card here, the first card says you may be in for a surprise. I do feel like you're in for a surprise, but it's probably just like how much more efficient you could be, or how much faster you could get things moving forward in your life, right? And that's really what I see is going on there with that card. Next, you have this Canary Spirit. It says, sing your own song. Again, I feel like nobody's going to give you permission. I feel this. I mean, even on a personal level, not to talk about myself here, but I pretty much feel like everybody's going to feel this. If there are people in your life who are, restricting you, who are making you feel like, oh, you have to fit into this, puzzle mold, whatever, you're probably going to reject it. And I think this is true for everybody, just because of the astrology. If people try to fit us into something, and we probably just aren't going to like it. So if people are like, you're a baker, maybe that's your job. I feel like that could be one of those things where if people start, putting titles on you or whatever, you might start rejecting it. The reason is simple. Right here, freedom. I talk about this all the time with you, Taurus, because of Uranus and Taurus. The Page of Wands here, it doesn't really represent freedom, but he is free to go on an adventure. He is free to follow his bliss. He is free to be spontaneous. He is free to be excited about things as well. And so I feel like maybe you haven't been excited about anything in a while. And this to me is saying that, that's what I feel for you. I feel like there's excitement entering into your life, especially if you haven't been excited for a while. It kind of looks like there's something that you're working on that is exciting you or will be exciting you. I would definitely say work or business wise, I would say if you're not excited by the things you're doing, then there's going to be some sort of change. The Three of Pentacles, there's this right here, this there's a fire triangle, but there's also a water triangle right here. The water triangle is like a little bit more dreamy. It's a little bit more exciting. It's a little bit more, like a dream. It's like the Three of Pentacles is the work the guy has already done on the Three of Pentacles, but there's like more with that water triangle. Maybe he wants to make it look fancier. Maybe he wants to do more work. Maybe he wants to change his plans in his life, which, it's what's going on here, clearly, Taurus. And that water triangle just says, well, you can ground anything you want in your life down on earth. You just have to do it. You just have to put in the work. The Three of Pentacles could also say that there are people who definitely want to help you in your life. So if you need help, like grounding things in reality or creating anything, you could really be kind of grounding something in reality with this energy here. Next, you also have this Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles literally just represents a change in direction. You have like a bunch of change in direction cards here. He's like looking at these Seven Pentacles and he's saying, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth it for me to put this energy in to these Seven Pentacles? Is it worth it for me to grow what I've grown so far, or is there something more? For you, I feel like there's definitely more. Again, you're expanding something. You're making something bigger. Your readings are very similar to Aries readings, by the way. And so if you have Aries in your chart, I would definitely watch the Aries readings lately. But what I would say here is that, that Seven of Pentacles, I feel like a certain amount of resistance here as well. I feel this right here, this top row, the Eight of Swords, Nine of Swords, Seven of Pentacles. It's like there are certain things, I don't know how best to describe what I'm feeling. So, bear with me here, Taurus. But what I would say is, I feel like you're feeling like, almost like you've been lied to, right? But by society or, by your parents or something like that. So, number one, I'd be kind to yourself, because I do feel a significant amount of pressure here having to do with timing. Those are the words that are popping into my head, where maybe you feel like you're out of time. Maybe you feel like you wasted time, whatever the case may be. It's rushing into I have all these rushing thoughts. I've never had this for you. Now, this is different than probably anything I've had for you lately, Taurus, I would say. I have all these rushing thoughts. Like, I'm out of time to do all these things. I feel like my mind is just like bouncing back and forth like a ping pong ball, right? And, so I feel like that could be creating a lot of pressure here, especially if you feel like you're out of time and all this other stuff. Like, I would slow things down. I would just say, that's not true either. I feel like you're going to have plenty of time to get the things done. And I would just do things to make sure you're not creating too much pressure on yourself. I would also be looking at nightmares. Anything that has been a nightmare, anything that is taking too much time. I feel like this reading is saying there are going to be a lot of opportunities for you to fill in those knowledge gaps to make things, run faster, run smoother, run easier. So I would look at anything that has been slow, and I would try to learn, or anything that's been a nightmare in your life or whatever, and I would just try to fill those knowledge gaps. Could be through studying, learning, reading a book about whatever it is. There's a million examples, right? So that's what I'd be doing there. I like this reading though, because I feel like things are about to become more exciting here, Taurus. So thank you for being here. Part 2 is linked up down below.